Spontaneity. Let's talk about that today. What is that? To me, it means to just do something on the spur of the moment, intuitively. When you get an intuitive nudge, a feeling, if you like, a inclination to do something, you just do it. You don't plan, you just take off. Now, some people are afraid to do that. But if you're really in tune or in line with yourself or God, divinity, higher self, if you're clear, you can do things like that. I like spontaneity. We were all very spontaneous when we were younger, but then we did that and maybe something didn't work out right, or we thought it didn't work out right, or we just thought it would have been better if we had waited or if we had planned, and we logicalize or rationalize ourselves into planning and thinking and figuring everything out before we do it. And that doesn't work out always either. The reason I brought this up is because I had a flight planned, or actually I had a flight booked to Bucharest, Romania tomorrow. I was looking forward to going, and the reason I bought the ticket is because I always wanted to go, but rationally and logically it made sense because tickets were only like $520 for round trip. I thought, man, I couldn't pass that deal up. But I was kind of hesitant about it. But I bought that ticket because of the price. Not because I had any intuitive nudge to go, but because I had a rational, logical desire to go from the price. So now here I am, and at the time I bought the ticket, I had kind of a cough, but I wasn't feeling bad. But guess what? I still have a cough today and a runny nose, and I still don't feel bad, but I am not going to travel and be coughing and sneezing and blowing my nose for 14 hours on a flight. So I'm going to rebook my flight or cancel it completely. I'm not sure. I will go sometime, but I'm not going to go tomorrow. Now, does that mean you shouldn't plan or logically or rationally think about things? No, it doesn't. I'm just making the point that sometimes it's better just to pay the extra money and just go tomorrow or the next day if you're able to do that. And I am able to do that quite a bit if I really want to. It cost me maybe a couple $100 more, but look what this cost me. If I completely cancel the flight, I lose the $520 or whatever it was, which is not that big of a deal, but I certainly could have used that money to buy something else, a coat maybe, or some equipment for my business. So a lot of times we have to try to decide whether we should plan and do something or just go. Now, I'm all for plans. I have a plan. I have a goal. I have a written goal. I write down what I'm going to do every day. Sometimes I don't do it every day, but invariably my plans are subject to change. But I think it's a good idea to know where you're headed. But in other respects, it's a good idea just to go, just to do what you want to do. Be spontaneous like you were when you were a child. When I was in my teens, I would get on my Harley and I would just take off and go. I just decided to go somewhere and I would go. I didn't worry about if I had enough money or what I had to do tomorrow or whatever. I just went. And if you're self-employed, an entrepreneur, you can do that a lot. Now, I have responsibilities. I have clients and I have jobs that come in. And I have to make plans for that while I'm gone. But I can just leave on the spontaneous impulse. Do I do that all the time? No, I don't. So the whole point of this video is sometimes follow your spontaneous desires, but yet use some of that logic to not just be foolhardy and take off and not plan what needs to be done while you're gone. So you want to think about that. Life becomes boring when you don't act on spontaneity. I have a hard time saying that word. But then again, don't be a fool. Something to consider today. Think about that.